There was a lot of criticism against Indian tourists. Very recently, I found a lot of Indians writing in the Facebook and setting up memes, etc., with regard to Indian tourists traveling abroad. And one of the major criticism was that they got down from a plane and did a garba on the platform, on the tarmac or something. I don't think so would have happened there, because in a foreign country there is no tarmac where you get on. You just walk. You don't walk to the aerodrome. You just go into the lounge. You're taken by bus, or you have a bridge, aero bridge. So anyway, I'm not looking to that criticism. I'm just saying that. Now, most of these, but most of Indian tourists are initial tourists. Most of them have not traveled abroad. The traveling abroad is a very recent phenomenon for an average Indian family. I'm not talking about those sophisticated families, who have holidays in Nice and in Seychelles and in Singapore. Or do they do the shopping in Singapore or in Dubai? I'm not talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about an average Indian who wants to take his family to a holiday, a cherished holiday, and he takes them to Singapore or to Malaysia or some other place, and he feels comfort. The happiness, they all grow in groups, because a single family of 4 may not be able to afford it. So a whole tourist group of say 50, 60 people are arranged, and they all go land there. And the excitement in them when they land there is infectious. Why I'm telling infectious is they're so happy. The first time they come out of India, the first time, most of them would have been a first time taking a holiday. Their parents would not have known what is a holiday. Most of the holidays were going to the grandparents' house, staying there, coming back after 2 months. That was the only holiday people knew about. That was enjoyable also. I'm not denying it. Now, this is a new experience. They go out there and they feel so happy. So they do a dance. What is wrong in it? When a couple from, when a group of people, foreigners come here and they kiss in front of the Taj Mahal, or they sit down and give a ring for asking whether they're getting married to me or not, that is all acceptable. The kissing is acceptable. The open hugging is acceptable. Everything which is against our normal culture is acceptable to Indians. But when Indians go abroad, when they celebrate, we should have, Indians are misbehaving and they do not know how to behave themselves. Hey, come off it, man. Let us grow up. We are celebrating. What is wrong in it? Today we are having the melas going on there. We have the Rath Yatra, and you are able to see all the people on the streets dancing and singing and playing the drum. They are in all kinds of dresses. Nobody objects. It is the Indians who want to be the Britisher, more British than the British. When I have been international tourists, and I know how the foreign tourists behave, it's vulgar. Let me say it's vulgar. But we accept it, we ignore it, we just keep moving. The dressing doesn't, fall in line with our requirements. Then why do you go abroad? The same way, my friend, when we go abroad, they don't expect us to follow their rules. We live in our rules. So let us not behave as if that we are, tribals or people who have no culture. Let us not imagine like that. Most of them very cultured people who come from very good families, who have traditional life in India. They go there, it's a celebration. Let us appreciate it rather than criticize it. Well, there can be certain behaviors which need not be acceptable, but 90% of the time I'm able to see, when I have seen Indian tourists abroad, they do not misbehave. They dance, they sing, they go about that just like other foreigners who do it in other places. I have seen it with my own eyes in Rome. I have seen it. I have seen foreign tourists, especially all these Western tourists, dancing and playing the guitar and dancing around in a group. Well, that is acceptable. because it is there. They feel it is there. It is their white culture. They are able to do it. But an Indian does it. No, 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 no. We should not do that. We shouldn't get a bad name for that. What is it? Double thinking about it. We should not be ashamed about ourselves. When we go to the east, oh, Vietnam is blocking all the Indian tourists from coming there. Yes, we block Indian tourists because of the reason they pull the wool over their eyes. I have been to Vietnam. I know how they treat us because of the reason that we do not want to spend their money and we are where they try to make a fool of ourselves. I went to buy a banian in Cambodia when I went to the Angkor Wat. A shirt a banian which cost me 20 rupees in India, they were quoting $200. You think I'm an idiot to go buy that? No, I bargained with them and I brought it down to $8. Now I bought that because to show people that I went to Angkor Wat. I did not require that banian. What I'm trying to tell you is, it is not that Indians are not wanted in certain places in Vietnam. We are not wanted in Vietnam because we are able to understand that we are being fooled and exploited. They like to take us for a ride. So let us not highlight the fact that Vietnamese are far more educated, far more cultured, far more, better than us. No, it is not so. We are far more cultured than anybody else. It is just that we are factual, we work together, we understand the situation, and when we go there when 60 people go there, you don't expect the same rate for a 12% group for a 60% group. You require certain aspects which you must understand, So, let us not defame or put down the Indian tourists and say Indians are not aware of the surroundings and they should behave themselves. What behave themselves? Everywhere people behave what they are, and most of it is not misbehavior. There is just a couple of different type of photographs, different types of groups, a different kind of dancing, a different kind of music, a different kind. We are loud. Yes, no, who's not loud? Everybody is loud. How many of us have been to Santorini in Greece? I know how loud tourists are there. Go there and see how they behave. When you go on a yacht, when you go down to the the island past in Santorini. When you go on a yacht, you go on a boat and you see how they behave. So it is not that we are all misbehaving. There will be 10% elements misbehave everywhere. But it is not only Indians. Everywhere, all people, all type of people misbehave. It is only the 10% which is highlighted because we want to appear more white than the white, just like our judges. I'm not blaming them. We must understand that we are Indians, we have a certain culture, and we know how to behave because we come from a good background. Our excitement gives that comes out with exuberance because we are a new type of tourism which we should appreciate. I think we should keep it in our mind and do not belittle the Indians anywhere you go. You must be a proud Indian. You must be proud about the fact that we have a culture. You must be proud about the fact that we started traveling. We are proud about the fact that we go in groups, and proud about the fact that we are not exploited. Thank you.